It's time for Sensual Taurus. One of the sexier signs of the zodiac, Taurus loves to be in its body. That's why we associate it with sensual energy. It's also the sign of nature and being in nature, being in a natural state of being. Now, it can be very materialistic at times. It can also be methodical in its energy, very deliberate in its energy, stubborn, calm, and self-reliant. Now, the love style nature of Taurus, first of all, again, all of the senses, the foods, the wines, when we think of chocolate and dessert and feeding each other chocolate-covered strawberries, this is a Taurus type of thing, right? Cooking and the experience of all the smells and the aromas in the kitchen, the first taste, all of that is actually quite a turn-on for Taurus, both to give that and to receive that. Sensual dance as well for Taurus can be quite an erotic turn-on, especially, that very embodied, connected, think of tango and even salsa, but when the bodies are really touching each other and really close, this is a very, very Taurus type of turn-on. Taurus is uncomplicated in its physical or sexual energy. That can mean that it's, maybe unexperimental at times. It's not as innovative of a sign, and it can be a bit stubborn or resistant to new energy, like trying new things. This is one of the shadows of Taurus. It can be slow to kind of move forward or progress, but its arousal, once it happens, can steadily climb, and there can be a lot of stamina with this sign. And again, like we were saying, all of the senses, including the smell, incense can be a turn-on. Massage oils, and the caressing and the squeezing and the pressure of touch is such a turn on to Taurus. It is the sign of touch. So affection and being really present with this archetype is really important. It shows up in the moment very strongly. Neck and ears. Wow. If you're willing to play a little bit of the vampire archetype, the neck with Taurus will go a long way. It will send shivers down its spine. So note that, the neck, and also the ears. The ears are an erogenous zone, so Taurus does not shy away from a little tongue in the ear. Now, when we look at archetypes, myth, and famous examples of Taurus, we have the musician. So Taurus can love to play music and kind of bring people into its erotic and sensual energy that way. Also the dancer, of course. The gardener, being in nature. And then, like we said, the chef. And Aphrodite, Venus, the goddess, she rules this sign of Taurus. And Taurian types, whether it's the sun sign or moon or Mars or Venus, as we'll talk about next, they really do like to be in physical beauty a lot of times. That means maybe wear nice clothing, just really look good and smell good. Perfumes, these kinds of things. Venus in Taurus, there's quite a few musicians and actors that have this. Bono from U2, Johnny Depp, man most of us find quite sexy. Salvador Dali, the famous painter, and the artist Dali. Marlon Brando and John Wayne, two actors. Brando was also known for his voice, and Ella Fitzgerald was a jazz singer. The voice is ruled by Taurus as well. Here's that neck and the vocal cords. And so sometimes that's what how we really notice that Taurus archetype. There's something really unique and sexy about their voice. And then we have another singer, Mick Jagger, Carlos Santana, the famous guitarist, and Madonna. Now, when we look at women's Venus, their version of the sacred feminine in Taurus, and men's Mars, their version of the divine masculine, we know that there's a particular aesthetics to this archetype. And what that means is Taurian types really love what they love. They find what's beautiful to them, And it's really important that they share that aesthetic appreciation with their partners. So they want that to be honored. They do like physical comforts, a nice place to live, a nice bed, comfortable things, comfortable clothing. And they do appreciate their possessions, and they could get into the realm of luxury as well. But really, it's not necessarily that they're a materialistic type, but what they do own or possess is really important to them, and they want to share that with their partners. Venus and Mars in Taurus can also be immovable. It can be kind of fixed in its energy, not like to change very much, like we said, and it can be possessive at times, but it can also be very loyal, constant, as in it's showing up, it's not going away, which is quite an attribute, and reliable in that way. And also self-love and self-touch. Now this is when we talk about in terms of types of lovemaking. Taurus does appreciate masturbation. It knows what it likes, like we said, and it knows how to touch itself. Therefore, in relationships, when a Taurian type, Venus or Mars in Taurus, tells you the kind of touch it likes, you should really respond with that, because this is a sign that really knows what it likes, because it actually touches itself that way. So this is Venus and Mars in Taurus, as well as being an easygoing sign. Taurus energy, usually it's very pleasant to be around, and it doesn't really get angered until it's really provoked, like the bull, the sign that it is. Now, when women have their Mars, their inner beloved in Taurus, and men have their Venus, they're attracted to types that are dependable, but also who love this sensual, very sensual, erotically immersive experience, right? The body. And that can be hedonistic, sure. Again, touch, PDAs, public displays of affection, they go a long way for Taurus. They love that. Holding hands, big hugs, again, embodying Aphrodite. There's a desire to be seen and to see oneself in that form of beauty. So usually there will be a desire to shower gifts upon the partner here with women's Mars and Taurus, men's Venus. And also, they want partners who will have a certain sense of loyalty and who can reflect their own self-worth through the relationship. Lastly, there is a really important need to develop the capacity to receive. Taurus is the sign of receiving. It's like the receiving of the bounty of the earth, as we feel in springtime, the time of the year of Taurus. And so cultivating intimacy as an art form of give and receive, and that play of sensuality, is really the number one drive of Venus, Mars, the god and goddess in Taurus.